Hello, everyone. We want to read you the article called Photosynthesis and Cellular Respiration from the unit Ecosystems and Their Interactions. All organisms need energy in order to carry out their life processes. But how do they get that energy? Plants, algae, photoplankton, and some other organisms are able to make their own food source, sugars, through photosynthesis, a process that transforms energy from sunlight into stored energy associated with sugar molecules. Organisms that produce their own food are called autotrophs, or producers. Autotrophs are eaten by heterotrophs, or consumers. Heterotrophs must consume their organisms in order to get food. The food that heterotrophs eat or that autotrophs produce is used in a process called cellular respiration, which allows the organism to use the energy stored in food. Photosynthesis. Plants use energy from light to make their own food. Along with water and gases in the air, plants use the sun's energy to make glucose, which is a form of sugar that plants need to survive. This process is called photosynthesis, and it is performed by all plants, algae, and even some microorganisms. Just like you, plants need to take in gases in order to live. Animals take in gases through a process called breathing. During breathing, animals inhale all of the gases that are around them, but the only gas that is retained and not immediately exhaled is oxygen. Plants, however, use both oxygen and carbon dioxide gas. Also, like you, plants require water to live. Water is one component needed for plants to make their own food. Depending on the environment, a plant's access to water will vary. For example, a desert plant like a cactus has less available water than a lily pad in a pond. But every photosynthetic organism has some way to collect water. For most plants, roots are responsible for absorbing water. If we were to write a formula for this photosynthesis, it might look like this. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight creates sugar and oxygen. The whole process of photosynthesis is a transfer of energy from sun to the plant. In each sugar molecule created, there's a little bit of energy from the sun, which the plant can either use or store for later. Notice that the process of photosynthesis, oxygen is produced. This gas, necessary for many living organisms, including humans, is released by plants during photosynthesis. Cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is a series of chemical reactions that break apart and rearrange the atoms that make up food molecules to release stored energy for use in cellular work. All organisms, autotrophs and heterotrophs, require energy and therefore carry out cellular respiration. The process that most cells use to obtain energy is aerobic cellular respiration, which requires oxygen and carbon-based food molecules. When it comes to obtaining the energy that was stored, oxygen is as important as food. As molecules are broken down, a lot of energy is released as heat, but some energy is used for life processes. Aerobic cellular respiration is often summarized with the following chemical reaction. Sugars plus oxygen create carbon dioxide and water, and in the process, energy is released. As food molecules are rearranged, a lot of energy flows through the system and escapes as heat. But all of the matter is recycled. Every atom that enters the process of cellular respiration can be accounted for. The oxygen that drives cellular respiration combines with the hydrogen in food molecules to form water, H2O. The carbon in food molecules becomes carbon dioxide. This gas is released into the environment. All living things, including plants and animals, carry out some form of cellular respiration. Plants are famous for making their own food, but plant cells must also break down the food to access its energy. Once again, that was the article Photosynthesis and Cellular Respiration.